In the ever-expanding frontier of human knowledge, few places in our solar system inspire as much mystery and awe as Saturn and its magnificent ring system. For centuries, this gas giant has been the subject of scientific study, artistic imagination, and cultural fascination. Yet in recent years, a startling new discovery has reignited debates not only in the scientific community, but also among independent researchers and skywatchers across the globe. A massive, perfectly symmetrical structure, photographed near Saturn's rings, has come to light, and with it, profound questions about its origin, purpose, and implications for humanity's understanding of the universe. At first glance, the object resembles a flawless ring-like formation, floating with an almost ethereal presence in the black expanse of space. Its edges glow with a distinct light, giving the impression of a luminous halo. Upon closer inspection, however, many observers have suggested that this object is not a hollow ring at all, but rather a solid disk whose edges reflect or emit illumination. The geometry of the object is remarkable. Its symmetry so precise and its form so balanced that numerous analysts argue it cannot be a naturally occurring fragment of space debris. Instead, its design hints at the work of advanced engineering, an artifact of intelligent design rather than a product of random cosmic collisions. The object's placement, hovering near Saturn's rings and moons, has further fueled speculation. For decades, Saturn has been a focal point for those investigating unidentified objects in space. Reports have long suggested that mysterious structures, some of them unimaginably large, move within or near Saturn's rings, hidden from casual view by the dense and reflective bands of ice and rock. If this newly photographed structure is authentic, it represents one of the clearest and most compelling pieces of evidence yet that something extraordinary may be taking place in the Saturnian system. Among those who have contributed to the discussion is Dr. Norman Berggren, a former NASA engineer whose claims have been both controversial and captivating. Berggren detailed his experiences working within NASA and alleged that part of his role involved analyzing and editing images of Saturn taken by Voyager. He described how entire teams were tasked with removing strange anomalies from official photographs before they were released to the public. According to his account, these anomalies were so frequent and consistent that an ongoing operation was required to obscure them. Berggren asserted that these objects were not mere artifacts of photography or naturally occurring phenomena, but structured craft of immense proportions. Even more intriguing were Berggren's claims about the possible purpose of these objects. He suggested that they were drawing energy directly from Saturn's rings, or from the planet itself. The rings, composed of vast amounts of icy particles and dust, could theoretically provide a near-infinite source of raw material. If an advanced civilization had the technology to extract energy or matter on such a scale, Saturn's rings would be an ideal location to operate. This idea, while staggering in its implications, aligns with the observations of many UFO researchers who note that unidentified craft are often seen in association with natural energy sources, whether near Earth's volcanoes, around our oceans, or in close proximity to celestial bodies like the Sun. The recent photographic evidence of the round, donut-shaped object near Saturn seems to echo Berggren's earlier warnings. Observers have remarked on the uncanny smoothness of the structure's edges and the way it appears suspended in perfect balance, as though it were actively maintaining its position. Such stability in the turbulent gravitational environment of Saturn would require advanced propulsion or anchoring systems far beyond anything currently within human capability. What makes this discovery even more compelling is the consistency of similar reports across different times and places. For years, glowing spheres, geometric objects, and immense triangular forms have been spotted not only near Earth, but also near the Moon and other planets. To see such a refined structure near Saturn suggests a pattern, that Earth may not be the sole world of interest to these mysterious visitors, and that the solar system itself could be host to a variety of unknown technologies. Skeptics have naturally raised questions, suggesting that the structure could be a photographic artifact, a reflection, or an illusion caused by the interplay of Saturn's light and shadows. Yet those who have studied the image closely argue that the object's clarity and defined form set it apart from typical visual distortions. Unlike random flares or pixel anomalies, the object appears consistent with a three-dimensional body illuminated in space. Its presence alongside Saturn's vast rings and moons offers a context that makes dismissal more difficult. The cultural and scientific implications of such a discovery cannot be understated. If the structure is indeed artificial, it suggests the presence of advanced civilizations operating within our solar system. The notion that extraterrestrial intelligences might be using Saturn's rings as an energy source or as a staging ground raises questions about how long such activity has been occurring and why it has not been openly acknowledged. Could it be that ancient civilizations on Earth, who revered Saturn and incorporated its imagery into their mythologies, were aware of phenomena we are only now rediscovering? The potential connection between these sightings and Earth's own history adds another layer of mystery. Ancient texts and artifacts often depict ringed figures or gods associated with Saturn, leading some researchers to propose that humanity's oldest cultures may have encountered, or at least symbolically represented, the same objects now being photographed by modern spacecraft. What is undeniable is that the conversation surrounding Saturn and its mysterious visitors is gaining renewed traction. The release of high-resolution imagery, combined with testimonies from credible insiders like Dr. Berggren, is forcing many to reconsider long-held assumptions about what lies in our cosmic neighborhood. The deliberate obfuscation of these images, as Berggren described, suggests that some agencies may already possess deeper knowledge than they are willing to share with the public. The question then arises, why withhold such information? Theories range from fears of public panic to the strategic advantage of possessing knowledge about advanced technologies. If these structures are harvesting energy on a planetary scale, the implications for human energy production and technological advancement would be revolutionary. Yet the potential for misuse or misinterpretation could also explain the reluctance to disclose. Ultimately, the photograph of the massive ring-like structure near Saturn stands as a provocative piece of evidence in the larger puzzle of extraterrestrial presence. Whether it is an immense craft, a form of energy harvesting station, or something entirely beyond human comprehension, its symmetry, scale, and placement challenge the boundaries of current scientific explanation. As humanity continues to probe the solar system with increasingly advanced instruments, the truth behind these anomalies may eventually come to light. Until then, Saturn remains a sentinel of mystery, its rings perhaps serving not only as a natural wonder, but also as a veil behind which secrets of unimaginable significance may reside. The discovery is a reminder that despite centuries of study, our universe still holds profound mysteries, waiting for the moment when humanity is ready or willing to confront them. Scientists hope to broadcast DNA and Earth's location for curious aliens. In recent years, the idea of deliberately sending messages into space to establish first contact with extraterrestrial civilizations has resurfaced in scientific communities. Among the most ambitious efforts is a proposal known as Beacon in the Galaxy, a project led by Dr. Jonathan Jiang of NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory in California. This project involves broadcasting Earth's DNA, our planetary location, and other identifying information into deep space with the hope that intelligent life will receive, decode, and possibly respond. Supporters see it as a milestone in humanity's journey to reach beyond Earth. Critics, however, believe it could expose humanity to unnecessary dangers by revealing our existence to unknown civilizations whose intentions remain entirely speculative. The concept of interstellar messaging is not new. In the year 1974, scientists transmitted the famous Arecibo message from the Arecibo Observatory in Puerto Rico. It was a binary encoded signal that included information about humanity's numerical system, DNA structure, and the solar system. Arecibo's destination was a cluster of stars 25,000 light-years away, meaning the message will not reach its target until the year 26,974. Since then, other projects have experimented with interstellar communication, from scientific broadcasts to playful attempts such as advertisements and cultural invitations. However, Beacon in the Galaxy differs in scope and ambition, aiming to provide an updated, detailed introduction of humanity to the wider cosmos. The message proposed by Beacon in the Galaxy would be transmitted through powerful radio telescopes such as the Allen Telescope Array in California and the 500-meter aperture spherical radio telescope in China. These facilities, with modest technical upgrades, are capable of transmitting signals strong enough to travel immense cosmic distances. According to Dr. Jiang and his colleagues, The target would be a dense region of stars near the center of the Milky Way galaxy, a zone considered promising for the development of life. In their words, humanity now possesses both the compelling story to share and the technical capacity to share it. At the heart of this proposal lies a duality of vision. Advocates of Beacon in the Galaxy believe the benefits of attempting contact outweigh the risks. They argue that any civilization advanced enough to detect and understand the message would likely possess technology far superior to ours and could help humanity address its most pressing challenges. Supporters envision a future in which knowledge, culture, and resources are exchanged across the stars, perhaps accelerating human progress in ways currently unimaginable. The mere act of sending a message, they argue, affirms humanity's place as an intelligent and communicative species eager to take its first steps into a broader galactic community. Yet opposition to this idea has been equally strong. Critics emphasize that humanity has no way of knowing the intentions of civilizations that might intercept the signal. Some believe that revealing Earth's precise location could attract unwanted attention. Professor Stephen Hawking was one of the most prominent voices warning against such broadcasts. He argued that humanity should avoid making its presence known, drawing a comparison to historical encounters on Earth. When more technologically advanced civilizations came into contact with less advanced ones, the outcomes were often catastrophic for the latter. According to this line of reasoning, humanity may be naively inviting dangers it cannot foresee or counter. The potential risks are not limited to hostile intentions. Even a benign civilization might inadvertently disrupt human culture, economics, or technological development simply by introducing knowledge or practices beyond our current comprehension. Critics argue that we are still struggling to manage our planet's own challenges, from environmental crises to geopolitical instability, and may not be ready to engage with far more advanced societies. To them, Beacon in the Galaxy is less a bold step forward than a reckless gamble with the future of humanity. Another challenge lies in the very possibility of communication. While transmitting a message is within our technological reach, ensuring it is understood by extraterrestrials is another matter entirely. The Arecibo message, despite its careful design, demonstrated this problem. When its creator, Frank Drake, asked a group of Nobel laureates to decode it without prior knowledge, they were unable to interpret it. If some of humanity's most brilliant minds could not grasp a signal created by humans for humans, the chances of extraterrestrials understanding Beacon in the Galaxy are uncertain at best. Even if the message were decoded, communication would face immense time delays. A signal sent to a star thousands of light years away would take thousands of years to arrive, and any response would require just as long to return. The practical possibility of sustained dialogue under such conditions is minimal. Despite these concerns, scientists continue to refine the message. The Beacon in the Galaxy design includes representations of DNA, numerical systems, physical characteristics of humans, and a cosmic map that pinpoints Earth's location relative to pulsars. This level of detail reflects the ambition of creating a universal introduction, not only to humanity, but to the planet we inhabit. Advocates believe that even if the message is never received, the act of sending it reflects a profound statement about humanity's willingness to look outward rather than inward. However, the debate surrounding this project highlights a broader philosophical divide. Some view the cosmos as a place of opportunity, where reaching out might lead to discoveries and partnerships that could transform humanity's destiny. Others view it as a realm of unknown risks, where silence may be the wisest form of self-preservation. Between these extremes lies a spectrum of perspectives, balancing curiosity with caution, ambition with humility. Historical precedent also underscores the gravity of this debate. Humanity has long been fascinated with the idea of contact with other intelligences, from ancient myths of visitors from the stars to modern science fiction, envisioning both utopian and dystopian outcomes. Projects like Beacon in the Galaxy transform these dreams into tangible initiatives, moving the conversation from speculation to scientific planning. Yet history also reminds us that exploration often carries consequences beyond initial intentions. The Arecibo message was transmitted nearly 50 years ago, and while its arrival remains tens of millennia away, it represents humanity's first attempt at cosmic self-introduction. Beacon in the Galaxy, if realized, would extend this legacy with a far more detailed and deliberate message. Ultimately, The debate about broadcasting DNA and Earth's location is not only a scientific question, but a civilizational one. It forces humanity to confront how it perceives itself and its place in the universe. Are we ready to announce ourselves, confident that our story is worth sharing and that potential outcomes will be beneficial? Or should we remain cautious, aware of our vulnerabilities, and wait until we have greater resilience as a species before risking exposure? Beacon in the Galaxy reflects humanity's dual nature, our yearning to explore and connect, and our awareness of danger in the unknown. Whether it proceeds or not, the project has already succeeded in sparking global conversation about the future of humanity's relationship with the cosmos. For some, the message represents a bold declaration that humanity is ready to step onto the galactic stage. For others, it is a dangerous broadcast into a universe whose inhabitants and intentions remain beyond comprehension. The truth is that the universe is vast, mysterious, and largely unexplored. Projects like Beacon in the Galaxy remind humanity of both its potential and its fragility. They force difficult questions about responsibility, risk, and vision. Whether the message is ever transmitted, its design and the debate surrounding it may be remembered as milestones in humanity's attempt to define its role not just on Earth, but within the greater cosmic story. Mysterious, looping space signals could be aliens, says Harvard scientist. In 2020, a series of strange, fleeting bursts of radio signals were detected emanating from deep space. These signals were not random, but appeared in a relatively regular pattern, defying many conventional explanations. Such phenomena are known as fast radio bursts, or FRBs, and they have been among the most puzzling cosmic mysteries of recent decades. These bursts are exceptionally powerful, lasting only milliseconds, yet they release more energy than the Sun produces in days. Their origin remains uncertain, and while natural explanations such as neutron stars or magnetars remain on the table, some scientists have suggested more extraordinary possibilities. One of the most prominent voices in this conversation is Avi Loeb, a professor at Harvard University, who has argued that extraterrestrial intelligence cannot be ruled out as a source of these mysterious signals. Loeb first entered global headlines in 2018 when he suggested that the interstellar object Oumuamua, which passed through our solar system, might not have been a natural rock at all, but an artificial craft created by an intelligent civilization. Though controversial, his analysis sparked worldwide debate and cemented his reputation as a scientist willing to consider unconventional ideas when the data pointed to extraordinary conclusions. Since then, Loeb has been sought out whenever unusual cosmic phenomena capture public attention, and his perspective on fast radio bursts has drawn particular interest. The signals recorded in 2020 presented an especially compelling case. Their looping, repeating nature suggested some kind of order, rather than the chaos typically associated with natural cosmic explosions or collisions. For Loeb, this regularity indicated that the signals might not be mere accidents of physics, but potentially deliberate broadcasts or technological byproducts of civilizations far more advanced than our own. The sheer energy required to generate such bursts underscores the scale of the mystery. Loeb and his colleagues performed calculations that revealed the power needed to produce a detectable fast radio burst across cosmological distances is equivalent to the amount of sunlight intercepted by Earth. To put it another way, producing a single such signal would require an energy source millions of times greater than anything humanity has ever imagined building. This scale of power naturally raises profound questions about what kind of beings could marshal such resources. For humanity, whose most ambitious projects still grapple with the limitations of nuclear power and early space-based solar collection, the notion of producing a fast radio burst is unthinkable. According to Loeb, our own species is thousands of years away from possessing the technological capability to attempt such a feat. If these signals are indeed artificial, they suggest not only intelligence, but also mastery of energy and physics on a scale beyond anything on Earth. For some, this represents a cosmic display of power, a demonstration that there are civilizations so advanced that their technology is indistinguishable from natural phenomena. The possibility that FRBs might serve as a kind of communication adds another layer to the mystery. Unlike radio transmissions from Earth, which dissipate quickly across space, fast radio bursts carry immense power that allows them to travel across billions of light years and still be detected by human instruments. This makes them ideal candidates for interstellar communication or signaling. While most researchers caution against assuming alien intent without direct proof, Loeb has argued that it would be unwise to dismiss such a possibility outright, particularly when the observed patterns resist easy explanation. Still, Loeb has also explored more conventional interpretations, suggesting that the signals may represent the bright analogy of pulsars. Pulsars are rotating neutron stars with strong magnetic fields that emit beams of radiation in regular pulses, much like cosmic lighthouses. While pulsars are well documented, the intensity of fast radio bursts sets them apart. Pulsars produce steady, predictable emissions, but fast radio bursts are far more powerful, appearing as sudden, explosive flashes of energy. Loeb has posited that fast radio bursts might be an extreme version of this same mechanism, though this idea remains speculative without conclusive evidence. The repeating bursts recorded in 2020 have only deepened the intrigue. Unlike most fast radio bursts, which are single events, these signals pulsed again and again in a looping cycle, suggesting stability and persistence. Natural phenomena rarely produce such regularity at this scale, leading many to wonder whether the signals are more than cosmic accidents. The possibility that they represent advanced technology functioning on a colossal level is what makes them so captivating to scientists and the public alike. The challenge, however, lies in the limits of current human technology. Even as telescopes become more advanced and instruments like CHIME in Canada scan the skies for radio emissions, astronomers remain constrained by the sheer scale of space. Signals originating billions of light-years away reach Earth faint and degraded, carrying only fragments of their original clarity. Distinguishing between natural cosmic processes and artificial origins becomes a task of careful inference, requiring patience and humility. For Loeb and those who share his perspective, the importance of keeping an open mind is paramount. Throughout history, humanity has often dismissed extraordinary ideas until evidence forced a change in worldview. From the discovery that Earth revolves around the Sun to the realization that galaxies number in the billions, progress in astronomy has often required setting aside assumptions and embracing possibilities that once seemed outlandish. The suggestion that fast radio bursts might be linked to alien civilizations is bold, but it is not inconsistent with the lessons of scientific history. The universe is often stranger than imagined. Whether the signals detected in 2020 ultimately prove to be the handiwork of intelligent beings or the product of extreme astrophysical processes, they represent a profound mystery and a frontier of discovery. They remind us that the cosmos is alive with phenomena that push the boundaries of understanding. Even if future research reveals a natural explanation, the very act of grappling with these mysteries brings humanity closer to comprehending the universe's complexity. And if the explanation turns out to involve civilizations beyond Earth, then these bursts may be remembered as one of the first whispers of a larger cosmic community. For now, scientists around the world continue to monitor, record, and analyze these fleeting flashes, knowing that each one carries the potential to reshape humanity's place in the cosmos. Avi Loeb's insistence on taking extraterrestrial possibilities seriously ensures that the debate remains vibrant, challenging, and ultimately transformative. The fast radio bursts of 2020 may still be unexplained, but their discovery has already changed the conversation about life in the universe and humanity's readiness to confront the unknown. The universe is vast, ancient, and filled with mysteries that humanity has only begun to explore. Each discovery, from distant exoplanets to signals of unknown origin, expands the scope of our imagination while reminding us of our own smallness. It is within this context that the debate about contacting extraterrestrial life emerges. While scientists like those behind Beacon in the Galaxy dream of reaching out, a growing number of voices urge caution. The possibility that advanced civilizations are already listening, observing, or even monitoring Earth cannot be dismissed. Humanity may not be alone, and if that is the case, every signal we send into the cosmos may carry consequences far beyond what we can presently foresee. For centuries, civilizations on Earth have learned hard lessons about encounters with the unknown. History teaches us that when one society meets another, the results are unpredictable and often disruptive. The arrival of explorers, settlers, and conquerors to new lands brought with it upheaval, transformation, and sometimes devastation for those unprepared for the contact. Translating these lessons into a cosmic scale, some scholars argue that broadcasting Earth's location is equivalent to announcing our presence to potentially superior forces whose intentions we cannot gauge. The argument is simple, yet sobering. If humanity is capable of sending signals across thousands of light years, then it must be assumed that other civilizations with greater technological advancement are capable of doing far more. A species able to harness stellar or galactic-scale energy could monitor planets across the galaxy with unimaginable precision. In that light, it is not far-fetched to consider that Earth's radio signals, nuclear tests, satellite launches, and other telltale signs of civilization have already been noticed. The question is not whether extraterrestrials could detect us, but whether they have already been doing so quietly. Astronomers have long recognized that Earth has been leaking signals into space for over a century,